Okay, here's a question. What percentage of Americans eat enough fruits and vegetables? Did you guess what? It's 10%. So only 1 out of 10 of us get enough fresh fruits and vegetables. What do we eat? 67% of our diet is ultra-processed food. So these are foods rich in sugar and bad oils and lots of chemicals, absolutely known to be associated with obesity, heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, autoimmune disease. All the diseases you don't want to get are absolutely associated with consuming ultra-processed foods, and 67% of the American diet is that. So we all know about groceries costing a lot more these days. I think they're up about 40%. So what could we do to save money and save our health? It would be to very strategically decide what we're going to purchase and not purchase at the grocery store. You might have heard about the idea of, well, don't go to the grocery store hungry. Try not to bring your children if possible, or don't listen to them as they start pulling things off the shelf. But to go around the perimeter of the grocery store, because the perimeter is where more whole foods are, and it's the inside part of the grocery store that has all the process, the package, etc. So just a little tip with that is go around the perimeter of the grocery store and try to purchase everything that way. But what do Americans love to eat? Number one's pizza, number two's hamburgers, tacos, fried chicken, spaghetti, mac and cheese. That was just a few of the top 10 meals that Americans love to consume. And the majority of those, they weren't even preparing themselves. They were getting them prepackaged. So what we can do is focus on more fruits and vegetables. Even in the canned section is beans, and beans are very good for you. They're very high in fiber, and so are fruits and vegetables. So you want to start consuming the foods that are higher in fiber. When my kids were in college, one thing I would joke with them about is that beans and rice was pretty cheap and a lot more healthy than going out for pizza and mac and cheese and things like that that are very unhealthy. So basically what I think it's very good to do is kind of assess, look at your pantry, look at what's in your house. And I understand, I'm a mom of 3, I get it. It's like, oh, there will be a revolution in my house if I don't buy the sodas and I don't buy the candy and I don't buy the chips and all these things that are highly processed. But there might be a small revolution, but as I've always told patients during my 40 years of being in practice, is that children do get hungry. Now, if they're teenagers, I get it, you have less control. But let's assume they're not driving and they're not going out on their own and they're young enough that you have more control, and they will get hungry. And so maybe they'll say, I don't want that dinner. And you go, okay, fine. So I'll see you at breakfast. And I don't believe in making a big deal about it, or you're not leaving this table until that's not good. But it's simply to say, okay, well, this is what's for dinner. And another thing I've definitely talked to my adult parents about is talking to your children very honestly. It's like, listen, Mommy is trying to get more healthy. Daddy's trying to get more healthy. And of course, we want you to be healthy too. And you learn things in school. We learn things all the time too. And what we've learned is that what we've been feeding ourselves and you is not the best to make you big and strong. And I mean, of course, tailor the conversation to the age of your children. But it's real talk and it's honest talk. And I found that children do that makes sense to them. It's like, oh, that's cool. Mom and Dad are learning too, and they care about me, and they want me to be healthy, and they understand that. That's very real to them. So I believe in having that conversation with children. Just say, well, find things that you like. This is going to take a little bit of time. And we used to chop up broccoli very small when the kids were little and just put it in tomato sauce with gluten-free pasta because we were always gluten-free. But it was like, what are those green things? Oh, those are little trees, you know. We would joke about the little trees. So again, tailoring the conversation to the age of your children, but really striving to get those fruits and vegetables in your diet, really striving to get away from these highly processed, highly sugared, all the chemicals. They are not doing you any good, and you're paying money for them, and you don't need to pay money for them because they have absolutely no nutritional value. And that's the point I want to make, because we're all seeing it at the grocery store, you know, and it's hitting hard. And you can go in two directions. You can go, wow, what's the cheapest thing I can find? Oh, this mac and cheese, this frozen mac and cheese is pretty darn cheap. It's on sale today. Let me get that. In the long run, you're really creating long-term health problems, and that's going to cost a lot more money. So we can't get too short-sighted in our view of just what it costs, but knowing what it's going to do long term. And there are co-ops, and there are farmers markets, and there's a lot of different venues in your area that likely you can get fresh produce at a less expensive rate, perhaps, and maybe organic, which would be even better. So I think that's a good sort of target. It's summer, there's a lot of fresh produce out there, and it's a nice time of year to educate your family into how delicious things can be. If you need help, our website at Root Cause Medical Clinics literally has hundreds of recipes. So you can get some inspiration from those and make some changes. Let me know how that goes for you. Let me know any questions you have, how this goes for you, because it really is a stand that we have to take. It's not just about saving money, but that's extremely important, but also about saving your health. And wouldn't it be great if we can do both at the same time? So if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, tell others about it. That's how more people find out about what we do. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.